Suffolk County and the town of Smithtown are thrilled to announce that the highly anticipated sewer line construction into downtown Kings Park is set to break ground in the fall of this year.
As a property owner, this is a game changer because what's going on in Kings Park with the addition of these sewers, it literally takes out what has been our single largest hurdle to development.
The community is the one that drove this vision. And they made it clear that the community doesn't want to change the character of the downtown. They want to make it a nice place to go to and to spend time in. So they like Kings Park. Kings Park is a very special community, and all we want to do is make it better.
Overall, an investment of approximately $24 million has been allocated collectively between the state, Suffolk County, and the town of Smithtown for revitalization efforts in downtown Kings Park. $150,000 in funding for streetscape design has also been funded by Suffolk County. Most recently, Supervisor Ed Wareheim and the town board have approved the allocation of $750,000 in ARPA funds, which the town of Smithtown will put towards the cost of streetscape construction, which will run in conjunction with the sewer expansion project.
We've been waiting a long time for sewers. This really should have happened 30 years ago. When the hospital closed, we were supposed to use that property, we didn't. But now with a master plan coming out from the state, Kings Park is united again. The size of everyone's property determines what they can have as far as water usage or what they can have inside as tenants. Now with the sewers coming, not only can we have our choice of whoever we feel is best fitted for the community, but we could actually build up and maybe have apartments on top or other businesses on top, because we have a fantastic train station right here behind this building. The sewers are the best things. They are the best things, and we're very, very grateful to Supervisor Wareheim and his team for fighting so hard for us and seeing the potential that these sewers will bring.
We see it here all the time. People come to the planning department and say, hey, I'd like to open up a restaurant or a cafe, and that's something everybody wants to see. And the first thing they do is, after meeting with the town, and we tell them that it's a permitted use in the downtown, is they go to the health department, and the health department says you can't do this because if you had a building that was once an office or a dry retail store and you want to put a restaurant, there's a significant increase in your sanitary flow. And with a cesspool system, you cannot do that. You cannot have apartments above stores. You cannot do a lot of these things that are desirable of a nice downtown. So therefore, that's the major push here, bringing this project to the downtowns.
When you have a vacant piece of property, you obviously put it out there because you don't want it to stay vacant, so you'll have people that inquire. And they can be existing businesses, they could be people looking to start a business for the first time. By and large, most of the people that come looking want uses that are wet uses, that the Suffolk County Health Department requirements prohibit them from putting in our current downtown. So if I get one application for a dry use, I'll get 5 to 10, depending on which space it is. I'll get 5 to 10 if people want to put a restaurant or a cafe or a coffee shop. And while that's nice that they see potential in the downtown, it's frustrating because you can't do it.
Once your property is connected to sewers, you'll have much more flexibility for a much greater range of uses for a property. For example, buildings that are now limited to dry retail or office use will for the first time be allowed to use for housing restaurants, coffee shops, and other uses that generate greater amounts of wastewater. Being connected to sewers also means never having to pay to pump or maintain an on-site septic system or a cesspool ever again. And in addition to the environmental and business benefits of sewers, the value of any property connected to the sewer system will be significantly increased.
Antiquated systems that no longer meet the requirement of Suffolk County, which typically in most properties are a septic tank and overflow leaching pools. Obviously, the requirement of tying into the system will be abandoning those existing systems on site. The nice part is it's not overly expensive. There is a cost involved with it, but it's not a long, drawn-out process. It's literally cleaning the pool, filling it with suitable material, and then getting it inspected. The problem is when you have a failing system, which obviously all these systems fail at some point, you're no longer allowed to put that system back. You have to go with a new IA system, which is considerably more expensive than just the cost of abandonment.
Property owners will only be responsible for the cost of septic system abandonment an annual user fee, and an ad valorem, which is based on the property's standardized assessed value.
We're here this afternoon in the hamlet of Kings Park. We are on Pulaski Road, and this is a brand new municipal lot. And why is that important? It was actually the first step in what we're doing to revitalize the downtown Kings Park Business District. Part of our downtown business revitalization program involves the sewering of the business districts that we have here established. There are three. There's St. James, there is Smithtown, and right here where we stand today in Kings Park. Sewering these business districts will result in massive revitalization of business districts, which is a benefit not only to the business owners, but to the entire Smithtown community. That is an example of how the town of Smithtown, the county of Suffolk, and the state of New York, in cooperation with chambers of commerce, civic organizations, and all of the stakeholders, that is how we produce this type of project in a community like Smithtown, which is vital to the survival of the business districts.
In addition to the economic benefits, sewering downtown Kings Park will have enormous environmental benefits for Smithtown Bay by reducing nitrogen loading into the water.
The septic systems that are currently functioning, some of them are just your standard cesspools, just the rings in the ground. The sewage goes straight down into our drinking water, and from the groundwater, it also goes out into the Smithtown Bay. So adding sewers treats that wastewater so that it cleans the water that's going into Smithtown Bay, and it also cleans our drinking water source.
I would say that if I were a resident of the town of Kings Park, there is nothing I would want more than an unbelievable downtown, because it has the benefit of bringing people to downtown, which one of the tenets of downtown revitalization is nothing brings people to downtown like more people. So when you have people living and working and patronizing downtown, the people that live local want to be down there as well. So the ancillary benefit is that your property value is going to go up, because there are a few things that people look for when they are shopping for a new home. One is a school district, one is a really good kitchen, and the other one's a nice downtown. So we're hoping that this is going to be a benefit to everybody in Kings Park.
We'll be working to minimize any disruption in the business community to make sure the small businesses are still able to function during the construction period, recognizing that the construction activity will be disruptive. We want to try and keep it to a minimum so the businesses can still function.
First, you'll want to confirm that your property is located within the expanded sewer district. You can email kingsparksewers@suffolkcountiny.ny.gov for information and confirmation. You will be responsible for arranging the physical connection of your building to the county sewer main. Additionally, you will be responsible for properly abandoning the existing or current on-site sanitary system.
We're going to make sure that everybody has the information of where a street closure is going to be, how long a street closure is going to be, what businesses are going to be impacted. We want to minimize that impact so that we can get through this thing. Obviously, if you want to make an omelet, you've got to crack a few eggs. We're hoping to minimize that impact.
These days, current construction practices are such that there's a lot more efficiency to the process than there would have been, say, 20 or 30 years ago. While there will be some level of disruption, it won't be area-wide. It will be a certain portion of the zone at a time. Hopefully we'll be able to keep that disruption and that inconvenience to a minimum.
We have Main Street, a state road. We have Indian Head Road, a county road. We have the MTA Long Island Railroad. We have state funding, coming from Albany. We're meeting weekly with Suffolk County DPW, and there's also private individuals and corporations. H2M doing the plans, the Chamber of Commerce, the Kings Park Civic Organization. So it's been a tremendous undertaking. It's been great. It's something that way in the past we weren't really used to. Everybody kind of going like this, and it's all coming together. Everybody really cares about their community, and they want to see this happen.
This started from the community. This is exactly what they asked for. This isn't some big overblown plan that was brought to us by a developer. This is a nice, modest increase to what downtown Kings Park always has been, and gives us the ability to move forward into the future.
Special thanks to our partners, the Kings Park School District, Kings Park Civic Association, Vision Long Island, and especially the Kings Park Chamber of Commerce, who aided in the production and coordination of this and other community meetings, this public service announcement, created by Greg Filipkowski, and has played an instrumental role in keeping the public well informed about this project.
Turn your story into a Proud Town story.